So should you get the Lululemon Scuba hoodie or the Popflex Cloud hoodie? Now, after trying both and loving both, here are the main differences. Okay, I know I have the half zip because I did try the full zip of the Scuba hoodie and it just didn't sit right. Oh, I'm talking about the oversized one. And it was like kind of sticking out maternity wise whenever you're just kind of like flipping out like this. So with the half zip, you have the kangaroo pocket, which then sits perfectly on your waist. But if you're deciding between the Scuba full zip oversize or the Popflex oversize, I would definitely just go with a Popflex because it just sits very odd. Now, going back to the half zip because this is my favorite, here are the comparison looks. Lululemon has the option of the gold hardware, and I love, I've said it many times, I love the gold hardware. And also, this particular hoodie has the gold logo. Now, you have to make sure if you want the gold logo and the gold hardware, you gotta swipe through their pictures because not all the gold hardware hoodies has that gold logo. And like, I've almost bought a hoodie and then I was just like, the gold logo just works so well. Why do they have to switch the fabric color? So yeah, make sure you're double checking that if you do want the gold and the gold to match all together. Now, the Popflex hoodie is all the same color and it is more cohesive. The hardware is the same color. It's not silver. It's just, I have the purple one, so then it's all purple all around, including the drawstrings. Oh, by the way, I don't really like drawstrings, so that's the only thing. Actually, not the only thing. Let's go to the thumb holes. Lululemon has thumb holes, but the Popflex ones do not. And I wish they did. That's such a great add-on just to have thumb holes to keep your hands warm in the fall or cold summers or winter times. So yeah, something about thumb holes, I think you know what I'm talking about. Now for the oversized look, Popflex definitely wins if you're looking for that slouchy, comfy, sexy, off the shoulder, both shoulders, on the shoulders, and then you got your unzipped look. Oh yeah, the drawstrings. That's another thing. The drawstrings are just hitting the wall here. And then you have the half zip look. It's just what I said, comfy, sexy. And I don't think that Lululemon has that, but Lululemon has more of like the classy look of a hoodie. This one is more slouchy and comfy, like that blanket oversized but makes you look so good type hoodie. I think I've said oversized too many times. Now the main annoying thing of this hood though is some people love this look. Cassie calls it the princess hood, like this. It's huge, all right? Like here, you'll see in the back, it just hangs like that. But over time, as you're walking around, this hood's gonna fall, and it's gonna fall, and it's gonna fall, and then now the zipper is up to your neck. And it gets really annoying, like your hair can get tangled in the zipper. And those are one of like their worst reviews because that does happen. And if you're not in the adjusting game, it will be very annoying. And I didn't find that about the Lululemon hoodie. So speaking of size, this one is called a small medium. This one, you can go it up the waist, but then there's a lot of excess fabric right here. This extra fabric around the waist, it doesn't look off. You know how sometimes when there's too much fabric, it just looks like a bag on you? This one, I want to say it feels like a bag, but it actually looks like a very sexy, comfy bag. Or you can have it covering your butt as well, and that really works. So here on my torso, the Lululemon one, medium large, looks like that. Just sits a little bit above the bum, around the waist. I did try the extra small in the Scuba hoodie, and it was like cropped all the way upwards when you raise your arms up, and it's too cropped for the extra small. So it really depends on like if you want a bigger look. The small medium for the Popflex actually works really well for me, and for size reference, I'm usually a size 6 for tops, sometimes 4 depending on the tightness of the fabric. So the sports bras, I am a size 8 or 10. So if that gives you a bit of a reference, then yeah. Now, speaking of fabric, they both have a soft fleece inside. With the Lululemon one, I mean, the outer layer looks pretty much the same. I feel like it's almost exactly the same. The Popflex one feels smoother, but it doesn't actually take away on how the Lululemon feels like. The Lululemon has an extra stretch panel right here. It adds to the texture of it when you're wearing the hoodie, and the Lululemon, the logo is on the hood. The Popflex logo is on the sleeve. And other than that, like, there's a bit of pilling starting in the fleece on the inside of the Lululemon one, but I also haven't had the Popflex one long enough to know that it's going to pill a lot. Yeah, hard to say. I mean, I'm starting to see just like the slightest balls that might want to come out of the Popflex one, but probably that's just like, again, if we go to price, the Lululemon one is $118 USD, and this one is $70 USD. But if we are going to deep dive into this price, it's very different for me because I am Canadian, and Lululemon Canadian prices are exactly the same. When I say same, I mean it's $118 Canadian and it's $118 USD. And if we're talking about the full zip, so if you are interested in the full zip as well, the full zip is $128 Canadian, and then in the States is $128 USD. So it's exactly the same, which makes, if you are American and you are coming to Canada, buy Lululemon and you actually get a discount because of the exchange rate. But just looking at these prices, and if we're talking about Lululemon or Popflex, Popflex does win. Just for prices and the slouchiness and the blanket cover and the sexiness and the length and all that. But I think like Popflex is just a bit more casual. It's weird for me to talk about casual because Lululemon and Popflex, they're both sweaters and they're both hoodies, so it's all casual. But I feel that Lululemon, there's a higher class to it, if that makes sense. There's more like the classy sweater look, especially with the gold hardware. Now we're gonna go to me being Canadian and which one is worth more, because I did contemplate whether or not to get this Popflex hoodie. Okay, so Popflex hoodie, $70 USD. And then you have to pay shipping to Canada, which is $13.95 USD. If we convert all of that into Canadian, with just the hoodie, I believe it's $101 for Canadian, and then it's about $20 for shipping Canadian on top of that. So it's like a $121. We're not even talking about taxes. It depends on the province you're in. So taxes would be about like $15. So let's go to that, and now we're at $136 Canadian. We're officially higher than the Lululemon price now. Lululemon is free shipping too. Then there is duties and shipping and handling fees. That in itself is about $40 to $50, sometimes even a little bit more, again, depending on the province. So let's say it is like a $50 more. It is $186 for this hoodie in Canada. And it also depends on what country you're in. Everybody has different shipping, duties, handling fees. And in the US, you don't. It's amazing. You don't. Okay, but just for me, if all of that, this being $184 and then this being $118, the Lululemon one, I think I have to choose the Lululemon one if we're just talking about price, because yes, I love that it has the gold zipper more. I love that it has the gold hardware more. The oversized look isn't as sexy comfy as the Popflex, but it's still super comfortable. And if I did live in the US, that's why I said if the price was exactly the same, I would choose the Popflex just because of, I think, the size, and if I'm going for the oversized look. And also, now that I have both, I do pull the Popflex one out a lot more. Actually, to be honest with you, the Lululemon one has been sitting in my closet for quite a while now. I do love this, so don't get me wrong. Like, just how I said before, I just feel like I've replaced it in some way. But if I do want to go somewhere where I'm slightly more put together, I feel with a pair of jeans or more tight-fitted trousers, this hoodie actually looks better. So, hard to say. It's hard to say. It really is. But just price. Again, if we're going on the price, for us Canadians, Lululemon is the better choice. And it'll always be the better choice because when I'm talking about like high-end athletic wear, all right? Just high-end athletic wear, when we talk about Cleo Harper or Al Yoga or all those other brands, if we have to do the exchange rate, duties, taxes, shipping, Lululemon always wins. And that's why Vancouver has Lululemon as their uniform, because there really isn't any other competing brands that can beat their high-end price. Because I can't say these are cheap. These are not cheap. And if you do love Lululemon and deciding on, okay, I'm Canadian, I want the Lululemon hoodie, I can't do the Popflex surprise fees, then yes, go check out more Lululemon hoodies right over there. This little clicking drawstring thing is getting annoying. But yes, I will see you very soon. Goodbye for now!